Again, my name is Ricardo. I am actually an executive director. As of yesterday, I was promoted to the position of executive director in this company called 5 Links. I actually got started a little bit earlier this year. I was very hesitant about the business, but I think as you guys will get to see, I'm going to actually show you guys exactly what I saw before coming into this business. This isn't an infomercial. I'm sharing this info, and I'm sure you guys can agree. If it makes sense, you'll jump in, right? And that's exactly what was told to me, and I was very hesitant. So a little bit about myself, and then I'm going to actually showcase somebody else who is also in the company. But a little bit about myself, again, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm originally from Boston, Massachusetts. I actually went to high school in Atlanta, graduated college in Virginia, and I came out of college in 2004, and I began working for a major company, through my discipline, which was computer science. I have a computer science degree, came out, was a software engineer at a large company for several years. Earlier this year, I was no longer at that company, but at the same time, while I was working there, I successfully published 4 books. Teaching the Art of Online Dating. I've been featured on national television for my books. Everything has been going very well with the books. However, I've always wanted a way to bring in more income. I actually own real estate property. I have money coming in from various sources. I'm involved with something that's called affiliate marketing. But I've always looked for other vehicles, and I consider 5 Links a major stream of income that could potentially, rid first off myself and pretty much anybody out there who takes it seriously, can rid them of any sort of 9-to-5 for the rest of their lives. And this is a very serious opportunity. All right, so thank you guys for coming in, and again, please like the show and go ahead and repost on your Facebook and Twitter timelines. All right. So now, again, you're obviously here for the purpose of seeing my 5 Links presentation, and there is a specific reason why I'm doing this. And me personally, I've always had people ask me, well, how do I write a book? And then when I ask them, well, why do you want to know how to write a book? They say, well, I actually just want an extra stream of income. So, of course, I'll go through how to write a book with them, but if it's not really their passion, it's kind of hard to tell them how to do it. Or if they don't know what to write about, it's kind of hard to tell them how if they don't have that visual. And then I'll get people who ask, well, how do I make extra money on the side? And so before 6 or 7 months ago, before I even heard of 5 Links, I would just kind of try to steer them one way or the other, but it wasn't really, I'd say, okay, we'll look into real estate. This particular vehicle was something that I think the average person can get into, and with enough drive, anybody can be successful. Of course, you have to put your mind to it. This is not a get-rich-quick scheme, but it is definitely something that's worthwhile. So the basics of this particular company is that you're able to get paid off of products and services that people use each and every single day. All right. Now, before I get into the next slide, now here's how I first heard about 5 Links. My first exposure was actually in 2003. I was actually about 21 years old. I was on MySpace, and my forte is meeting women over the internet. I'm going to be honest. So I used to meet girls online, and I used to try to get with them through the internet. And one young lady that I tried to get with through MySpace back in around 2003, I hit her with a little bit of game, and she was immediately like, well, why don't you try my video phone? And I'm like, whoa. So I kind of was like, okay, that's spam, woof. And I remember telling my friend about it, my good friend Phil, still my friend today, and he was like, yeah, that video phone thing, that'll never catch on. So I put that to the side. 2007, something very similar happened. I tried to get with a young lady through MySpace. And as a matter of fact, she is my new friend on Facebook. But this young lady, I try to get with her. And again, she was part of this 5links thing. And I'm thinking, what is up with this 5links thing? And the girls were online. She was very attractive. She was clearly making money. But I wasn't really on that same level. I wasn't really thinking about it back then. So I put it aside again. Now, earlier this year, there's a gentleman, and I want to give a special shout out to Dave Motivator Farrell. Now, Dave and I, we met earlier this year, and as a matter of fact, he runs an organization out in Brooklyn, New York called the Millionaire Brotherhood. This organization is dedicated toward, putting young men on a higher plane when it comes to money and finances and wealth building. And at the time, I was listening to Mr. Farrell and just kind of just soaking in a lot of the financial game. And around February, March time frame, he was telling me that, or he had asked me if I ever heard of an organization called 5links. And of course, I said I had. Was something that I kind of put to the side. I didn't really pay attention to it. And he told me that he was going to jump in and see what it was about. Now, this was in the March, maybe early April time frame. I really just kind of didn't hear from Dave for probably about 2 or 3 weeks. In mid-August, in mid-May, I get a phone call early in the morning, and Dave is like, he calls me at like 4 in the morning, I swear. He calls me real early. He's like, you got to wake up. You got to try this. You got to try this business. And I'm like, what are you talking? It's 4 in the morning. He's like, you got to try this business. You got to look into it. And long story short, I did my due diligence. It took me about 2 days, and I really, hunkered down and took a hard look at this business. And what I'm about to show you guys tonight is exactly what I saw. All right. And it was only through this where it really opened my eyes, and I realized that I was really missing the boat when it came to building my finances. Of course, if you want to be wealthy, you have to do what the wealthy do. And for everybody in the chat, and this is interactive, so everybody in the chat room, if you've read Rich Dad Poor Dad, why don't you put a dollar sign in the chat room? Give me a dollar sign if you've read the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. That book was an excellent book, and one thing that they always told people to do is to do what the wealthy do. If you want to be rich, you have to do what the rich do. And that is build business systems. It's investing in building big businesses. And the only way to truly build a successful big business is to be smart and to have the smarter people do work for you, and actually have an organization, do work for you, because it's hard to have 1 million customers on your own, but it's very easy to have an organization that has 1 million customers. All right, so I'm going to get into it and tell you about, all about 5links. So let's just get right into the point. All right, so now this slide says your 5links why, and there's a lot of reasons why someone might want to join a business like this, and you see the reasons listed there. More time with your family, diversify your income, pay off that college debt. Lord knows, probably most of us have college debt if we went to college. Give more to charity, financial freedom as well. So there's a lot of reasons why you might want to look into a business like this. Of course, in economic times like these, many of us are like, look, if you could just put an extra few dollars in our pocket, it would make a big difference. So just keep that in mind. What is your why? Of course, you need a strong why before getting into any business, because no business is necessarily easy, but it definitely beats clocking in and clocking out, especially after you've reached the age of 65. All right, now about the company. The company was founded in 2001. 5links, the reason why there's a 5 in 5links is because it stands for 5 core principles, and that's vision, integrity, opportunity, freedom, and success. The company's been around for 10 years. Many companies in this industry don't even make it past 1 year. So that tells you that it's longevity. Also, the co-founders at the bottom, actually this year marks, all 3 of them have a combined 60 years in telecommunications and direct sales. And for 4 years straight, this company experienced 800% growth. And this is actually during a recessional period. So what you guys should know, obviously, that makes this company very recession proof. Now imagine the potential growth this company may have had if we weren't even in a recession. It's pretty astounding when you think about it. Now, the headquarters is actually in Rochester, New York. That's a picture that you see right there at the top of the headquarters. It's actually 50,000 square feet. What many of you guys probably know is when a business is brand new, usually they lease their office space. 5LINKS didn't lease it. 5LINKS bought this real estate outright, and the motto of the company is representatives come first. All right. So now, now I could always tell you how great 5LINKS is. You know, I could say, you know, till I'm blue in the face how wonderful it is. But look, documentation beats conversation, right? So in front of you guys, you see a bunch of magazines, all right? Now you see Success from Home, several issues of Your Business at Home magazine. These are all magazines, mainstream magazines that 5LINKS has been featured in, cover-to-cover stories. But the one that we're most proud about as a company is that magazine in the upper left-hand corner, and that is the Inc. 500 magazine. Now, what is Inc.? Inc., for those of you guys who don't know, Inc. is for privately held companies as what Forbes is to publicly held companies. And once a year, Inc. releases your 500 fastest growing privately held companies in North America. 5LINKS was featured in that 5LINKS held that designation for 4 years straight. All right, so only technology company to have done so. And again, this is 5LINKS. Now, Google was featured in this magazine, and Microsoft was also featured when they were both private. Well, now 5LINKS is a privately held company and has held that distinction for 4 years straight. Completely unbelievable when you think about it. All right. Now, what we're going to get into is timing and positioning. Now, timing and positioning are the keys to success, and that's what we're going to discuss here. All right. So now, of course, you see the boxes at the bottom. You see PC industry, long distance, cellular, etc. Now, everything that you see in the gray, those were wealth trends, which are pretty much exhausted right now. Can you agree? PC industry, a lot of money has been made there. When long distance came into play, you know, a lot of money was made there in the cellular industry. So let's start with the PC industry. That first bubble that you see is an old school computer, right? One of the first old PCs. I have my friend. Now, before the PC, what did people use to type up documents? Well, they used typewriters, right? Or you use those old school word processors. Well, Bill Gates saw an opportunity to take these large mainframe computers that would take up the size of a full room. And of course, Bill Gates saw this opportunity. He saw the timing and positioning, and now he is one of the richest men in the world. He actually makes $500 every single second of every single day. All right. Now, that's the advantage of timing and positioning. Then you have the long distance industry. You see that second bubble right there. You see that old school telephone. What was the only phone company back in the 80s? There was only one phone company in the United States. Now, what was that phone company? It was Bell. You had Bell Atlantic, Bell South. Bell was pretty much the only game in town, aka AT&T. Well, the government stepped in, and the government said, you know, you guys are getting too big. You know, you guys are, you know, we're going to have to deregulate. Well, you know, that's where you saw the birth of these other multi-million-dollar players such as MCI and Sprint. MCI, a lot of you guys may not know, was in the trucking business, but they saw the opportunity and they jumped into telecom and they made their billions of dollars. And of course, you guys know Sprint. Sprint is worth over $20 billion today, and that is because they saw the timing and positioning play. They jumped in, and now they are rolling in dough, even in this bad economy. All right. And Sprint actually stands for Southern Pacific Railroad International. They weren't even in telecom until this happened. All right. And then you have the cellular industry. Of course, you guys know about internet. What we're going to focus on in this presentation is 5LINKS. And 5LINKS is a telecommunications direct sales company. And we're also an energy company. Now, the biggest wealth trends in this country right now, and you can look it up in the Wall Street Journal, you can look it up in all of your big business magazines and newspapers. The two biggest wealth trends right now are telecom and energy. Well, let's talk about telecom first. Well, first, you see that video phone right there. 5LINKS actually did have a video phone. and had one of the first video phones earlier in the early 2000s.
5links takes telephone calls to another level. Instead of old phone lines, it uses broadband internet.
This video phone was pretty big, bulky, had a fan on the back, and they've revolutionized this phone every couple of years. And the last phone that they recently phased out was a CU3000. It's that phone that you see right there. It is wireless. It works off of a wireless connection. You can walk around the house with it. You can see who you're talking to. You have picture-in-picture. You can go on the web, etc., etc. Well, now 5links is also developing mobile applications which allow the same thing. Now, here is what 5links allows, and this is what the beauty of this company is. It allows you to profit off of a bill. So let's say you tell your mom about the business, you show your mom the business, she gets a video phone or she gets a product through 5links. Every time she pays her bill, guess what happens? You get a piece of that bill for as long as she's a customer in 5links. All right? So, and again, it is direct sales. So let's say you build a team, and let's say someone on your team sells a product or service through 5links. Every time that customer pays a bill, you get a piece of that. It's residual income. Residual income basically means you do an effort one time and it continues to pay you over and over and over again. A lot of my real estate moguls in the room know the value of residual income. If you have rental property, you rent out to somebody one time, and for as long as they are in that dwelling and they pay their rent, you're getting that every single month. 5links is the same way. It's almost similar to having a franchise. There is an investment, you get into the franchise, and every so often you're getting royalties, you're getting money off that franchise. The same thing with this technology, and it's cutting edge. And the last item that you see here on this chart is energy. Energy is the newest industry that 5links recently got into as of 2011. In that picture, I don't know if you guys recognize it. In the bottom left, you see a gas burner. In the upper right, you see a light bulb. And I'm going to actually talk about this in the next slide. Now, this particular slide just talks about 5links energy. Now, what makes this special? Well, you guys already know the concept. Basically, you can get paid off of products and services that other people use, and that includes energy. All right, so that means every time someone pays an energy bill, you could be getting a piece of that. Now, what makes this so special? Well, if you remember back on this slide, you remember when the long distance industry deregulated, we were able to get, only the multi-billion-dollar players were able to get into that industry, right? You know, no one asked you or no one asked your parents, hey, would you like some of this money? No. Well, here we are with the whole energy play. And now here's what's going on in this country. What's going on right now is that these large energy monopolies are being broken up. You know, of course, here in New York, the biggest energy company is Con Edison. In Massachusetts, where I'm from, is Mass Electric. In Georgia, it's Georgia Power. In Georgia or Atlanta Light and Gas. You have all these large monopolies in this country, and they're making a killing off of energy in a down recession. Well, 5links allows you to not only help people save money, but you can also make money off of the efforts of other people. So how is this done? Well, it says here, choice for the consumer. So basically, all you have to do is go into, you have to look at your energy bill, and you can actually compare the rate of what you're getting. And most times, you're going to see a cheaper rate if you get it through one of the suppliers that 5links brokers with. All 5links is in this play is a broker. All right. And 5links deals with both natural gas and electric. And this, again, is a huge play. Everybody in this country uses some sort of energy. So, of course, this is 10 times the size of the whole telecom industry right now. All right. So that's energy. Now, here's how 5links is profiting off of voice over IP. Now, here's how it works. Now, voice over IP, again, it cuts the cost of phone service by up to 50%. All right. So now, of course, many of you guys are familiar with the triple play packages that they have through Comcast, Cox Communications, Verizon. You have these triple play packages. And if you have a triple play package, well, you're already on voice over IP. Everything is digital. I'm sure you guys remember 3 years ago when the government stepped in and said, if you have rabbit ears, if you have antenna on your TV, it's no longer going to work. You're going to have to get a digital conversion box. Well, the same thing is happening to the phones. All right. So you have this voice over IP thing going on. All right. Now, 5links is in this industry. Now, they estimate that 44 million U.S. households will be on voice over IP by 2013. That's right around the corner. All right. So how would you guys feel if you got a piece of everybody's voice over IP bill? Well, let's say you got 10 cents off of 10 million customers who are on voice over IP. Would you consider that a wise business move? Absolutely. That's what 5links allows you to do. So it says Global Links in the upper right. Now, Global Links is a company that 5links purchased and named it Global Links. And through Global Links, which is pretty much its own network, you have a variety of products that run on this network. So in the upper left, you see the CU3000 video phone. Again, I mentioned that that is phased out. We have more and new exciting products that we currently offer through 5links. In the upper right-hand corner, you actually have a DTA box. DTA stands for Digital Telephone Adapter. And let me show you what it looks like. This is a DTA box, all right? And it's the same one pictured on there, but of course you can see it a little bit better here. It's very small. And on the back, you see some jacks. It's very, very simple. It's very, very, easy to use. Basically, how it works is you plug a phone right into this jack. You plug your internet into one of these jacks, power it up, and you have service. Now, one of the other things about Global Links, we service both residential and commercial customers. All right, so half of our customers, or many of our customers, are residential and also commercial customers. Again, you refer someone to one of these products or services, whether residential or commercial, every time they pay their bill, you get a piece. All right. Now, of course, it's Wi-Fi, and on the upper photo, you actually see Jason Guck. He's one executive vice presidents in the company, and he's actually sitting in our network operations center up in Rochester, New York. All right, so let's talk about a little bit more about the products and services. Now, on this sheet, you see a lot of products and services. 5links isn't just about video phones. And that's actually what I thought before I got into this company because of my previous brushings with people in the company. So in the far left, let's start there. You see, we'll start with 5links Mobile. Now, 5links is not its own mobile carrier per se, but 5links has contracts with all of the big cell phone providers in the US. That includes Verizon, that includes T-Mobile, that includes Sprint, that includes Nextel. All right. So whatever service you guys have, you could be potentially getting that through a 5links reseller, or if you come into 5links, you can get it through yourself. Well, what does that mean? What's the difference? Well, it means that through 5links, most times these services are cheap these bills. So when you go onto a 5links reseller website and you actually get these services, it's through the same company. Service is exactly the same, but guess what? You're saving money. In addition to that, every time one of your customers, or even if you pay your own bill, you're getting that back every single month. It's hitting your paycheck every single month. Now, and I'll ask the room, who in here wouldn't mind getting paid off of a service that you're already using? I'm sure everybody in here has a cell phone, if not two. All right. And then you have 5links Security Systems. It actually has a contract with one of the largest home security providers in the US, and that company is called Protect America. It's the same company that protects the White House, third largest company in the US. Now, again, every time you sell a product or service in the home security market, you get a piece of that every single month, all right, through Protect America. High-speed internet works very, very similar to your 5links Mobile. You get credit every time you sell a product or service in 5links or on the 5links high-speed internet. 5links has contracts with AT&T, Clear, all of your major high-speed internet providers. Again, you're getting credit for that just by referring someone to the business. Who here is getting paid off their high-speed internet? I don't know, if you're not in 5links, chances are you're not getting paid off your internet. Well, guess what? I'm getting paid off my internet. Now, how about merchant processing? Well, what does that mean? Well, if you own a storefront, or let's say you know someone with a storefront, I have my favorite Chinese spot up the street. Now, in order for them to maintain my service, they're going to have to get merchant processing through me. That basically means that every time someone swipes a credit card, someone is getting paid. Now, what if that someone was you? What if your dry cleaners? What if your local pizza place? You can offer them lower rates when people swipe their credit cards, but every time someone swipes a card, you're getting a piece. Beautiful, right? Let's move on. 5links Satellite TV. 5links has contracts with both DirecTV and Dish. How many companies do you know are able to broker deals with competitors? 5links, you can either sell a Dish package to someone, and in the next sentence, sell someone a DirecTV package. 5links has its own ID Guard company and also Business Elite Services. It allows people who have small businesses to engage their clients in text marketing. This is great for promoters. This is how a lot of radio stations do their text marketing when they have their short codes, when they say text this word to this short code. It's a wonderful marketing tool. People have used it inside and outside of the company. Text Alerts also includes this tool. It's text marketing. Business Elite Services also includes exclusive VIP discounts if you travel, if you like eating at a discount at your major establishments, hotels, etc. You have that included. You have tech support and web conferencing software as well. Let's talk about the money that you can get in this company. All right, so I want y'all to pay close attention. All right, so here's the money. Now, what you're looking at right here is known as your quick start bonus. All right, I call this your faith money. All right, this is the money that you could get very, very quickly when you get into a company, because of course, when you make an investment, your investor, your business person should be saying, okay, how soon can I make my money back? Right? How soon can you make your money back? So this is money that you get for starting your team. This is known as your quick start bonus. All right, so in the left, you see $500 and you see 20 with a bubble around it. Now, what does that mean? That means customer points. You have to get 20 customer points. So each service is worth a certain amount of points. So for instance, I was holding up a DTA box earlier. If you get a DTA box through 5links, currently that's worth 2 points. When you sign up for 5links and you get platinum services, that's 3 points. You're already at 5. All right. DirecTV, that's a point. Internet, that's a point. So for every single point that you accumulate, you work up to 20 customer points. All right. Now, if you can get your 20 customer points in under your first 30 days, you get $500. All right. Simple as that. Now, the second thing that we want you to do as a company is to just tell 2 other people how to make money. Now, who in here knows people who are overworked and underpaid? I'm sure everybody does. Everybody knows someone who's overworked and underpaid, and I'm sure many of you guys qualify for that as well. Well, if you could find 2 other people who are overworked and underpaid, you refer them to the business. If they join within your first 30 days, that's another $250. Again, if you acquire 20 customer points, refer 2 people into the business, in your first 30 days, you earn $750. Now, I'm sure you guys are looking at the graphic on the right. A lot of y'all are like, okay, wait a minute. Aha, that's the catch. That's what it is. This looks like one of those pyramid things, right? Looks like one of those pyramids. This is one of those pyramid schemes. I'm going to show you all something. Now, if you look at this graphic, it's pretty much this. All right. Now, if you guys recognize this structure, of course, this is a pyramid. But this, what you're looking at, is actually the corporate pyramid. When people ask me, well, is 5links one of those pyramid things? This is a pyramid scheme. And I'll say, well, what do you mean? And they say, well, when the person at the top makes all the money and the people at the bottom, they're basically doing all the work, so the people at the top can fly around in jets and drive in Bentleys and BMWs, while the people at the bottom make none of the money. And I'm like, oh, you mean like a job? And then people are like, well, what do you mean? And then I refer to a graphic, something like this. And I'm like, well, at your job, isn't there one CEO? I know at IBM, there's one CEO. At Apple, there's one CEO. At, Sprint, there's one CEO. So you have one CEO at the top. But then, of course, they're making most of the money. Right below the CEO, you might have your senior vice presidents. Well, they all want to be CEO, and they may get there, but they might not. Well, below your senior vice presidents, you have your upper management, then you have your middle management, lower management. And then I ask people when they ask me about 5 links, well, isn't 5 links one of those pyramid things? And I'm like, well, where are you on your corporate pyramid? And 9 times out of 10, they're right at the bottom. And as you can see in the graphic, those are all the birds getting crapped on. All right, so if you guys can relate to getting crapped on, you know who you are. And I know what that was like. I was in a large corporation, and I was there for, almost a decade. In that decade I was there, I was being crapped on all the time, just like those birds at the bottom, and they don't look happy, do they? All right, so let's go ahead and progress out of this and talk about the compensation plan a little bit further. All right. So I know you guys didn't come in here for $750. If you guys' business is much bigger than that, 5 links allows you to make money like the big bosses do. And there's really no ceiling. There's a glass ceiling in corporate America. There is no glass ceiling in 5 links. Now let's talk about the monthly residual income that you can earn. And this is a slide that really woke me up. Now I want y'all to pay attention. Now I want y'all to study the column on the far left. You see that column, it says you, and that basically represents you. When you come into the company, it's just you, obviously, right? You have a team above you, but it's just you. You're starting your own team. So now all that means at the left is that it's you and the company, then you bring or you refer 3 people into the business. So instead of 2, let's say you bring in 3. And let's say it duplicates down. So let's say those 3 bring in an additional 3. That's you have a team of 9. Those 9 each bring in a team of 3. That's 27. Each of them bring in a team of 3, 81, so on and so forth. So let's say that just duplicates down 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Now you're at 2,187 people on your team. All right. Now that's a beautiful thing because again, you have a team of people. In effect, they're working for themselves, but they're working for you as well. All right. Now keep that in mind. Now it says at the top, 5 links pays up to $4 commission value on all 24.95 Global Links customers. So that means every time a Global Links product is sold on your team, there is a $4 residual payout every month. So you get a piece of that, and again, it says how much you earn is based on your earned position. Again, I earned, and I'm very, very proud of it, so I might say it a few more times, I earned the position of executive director the other day, so my pay scale just went up a little bit. So I'm very, very happy about that, all right? So now let's play with the numbers a little bit and see what all of this means, all right? Let's say you have 20 people on your team, and of course, each of these 20 people want to get their 20 billed customers. They want to each get 20 customer points. Everybody wants their bonus, so of course they're going to strive to get there. So let's just say you have a team of 20, and each of the 20 people on your team have 20 points. All right, and let's say the commission value is 50 cents. And again, the reason why I'm using 50 cents and not $4, I don't want you guys to accuse me of exaggerating. So let's downplay it and say, okay, 50 cents. Your average commission value is 50 cents. If your team achieves that, then every month your monthly residual income is $200 a month. That doesn't sound like a big deal. I know a lot of you guys are like, $200 a month, residual income, even though I'm not working for it, what's $200 a month? And if that's all this business was, I wouldn't be here right now. I wouldn't be talking to you all about a $200 a month business. But let's be honest, even about $200 a month. If you guys saw $200 laying on the curb in New York City and there was a small gust of wind, you guys might want to step on that $200 and pick it up real quick before it blew away, right? Or if you saw minus $200 missing from your paycheck and you saw miscellaneous beside it, you'll talk to payroll about it, right? Well, $200 isn't a small amount of money, but and they actually said, and there's actually a statistic out that an extra $300 a month would have prevented the average family from going into bankruptcy in 2010. So $200 isn't a small feat. Now, again, this is just one product in the 5 links line. We have internet, we have home security, we have all of these things going on that can add to your monthly residual income. Now, if you have 20 people on your team, that could easily grow to 200 people on your team, all right? And this is actually how your big billionaires make their money in these large corporations. You know, there's no stopping your team. So for instance, if you start a team of 20, it could easily grow to 200 people just based off of the fact that everybody, of course, wants to make money. I'm sure you guys know 200 people who are overworked and underpaid. And if you don't, the 20 people on your team do. All right. So let's say you have 200 people on your team. Again, 200 people on your team. Each of those 200 people bring in 20 customers. Each of them want to get their 20 customer points. For the average commission value of 50 cents, like we used before, you now have $2,000 in residual monthly income. And again, this is only on one product or service. It's not including your Global Links phone service, not including home security, etc. This is how the multi-millionaires and billionaires in this country make their money. They don't make it off of one single effort. They make it off the effort of many. And in this case, again, you're helping people make money and you're helping people save money. Now, you see me on the right. That's my beautiful face on the right-hand side. On the left-hand side, you see a gentleman by the name of Tupac Derenoncourt. This guy has a little bit more than 200 people on his team. He actually has over 17,000 business partners. He joined 5links 4 years ago as of last month, and now he has 17,000 business partners. So again, let's go back to what we were just looking at. See if you could do the math. 17,000 business partners. This chart only goes up to 6,561 people. So let's just say instead of 200 people on the team, you have 2,000 people on the team. Guess what happens to your monthly residual income? If you add a zero there, where else do you have to add a zero? Right down at the bottom. 20,000 a month in residual income. Les Brown and other world-renowned philanthropists and motivational speakers and wealth analysts have all said that more people have become millionaires through network marketing and direct sales through any other industry. This is something
true. Multi-level marketing has produced more millionaires than any other industry in the history of the world, number one.
Something I didn't know as much as 7 months ago. I've been doing my research, and this is how the big boys make their money. A lot of you guys don't know, Warren Buffett owns multiple direct sales companies. Robert Kiyosaki is jumping into the network marketing game. All right? And this, again, this is how people are making a serious killing in profits. All right? It talks about the earned positions in the company. Now, when you come in at 5links, you're a representative, you're an independent marketing rep. Now, at your first level in the business, you're an executive trainer, all right? And then it goes all the way up. It's ET, ED, executive director, national director, senior vice president, and platinum senior vice president. I'm not going to go through all of the positions, but I am going to just show you how this works. As you guys know, I was just promoted to executive director in only a few months in this business, all right? That means every single person that joins, that I bring into my company or that I bring into my particular business, I get $85 per person. That's in addition to the residual incomes that you see on the previous slide, and in addition to the quick start bonus that you saw on the slide previous to that. All right. So every time someone joins my organization, I get up to $85 when that person joins. Now, if someone on my team, let's say I bring Illmatic West into the business today. Let's say he loves this business, Illmatic West in the chat room, and he joins this business. All right. Now, let's say Illmatic West, let's say he's my ET. Let's say Illmatic West got his 20 customer points. He got his 2 business partners. He's an ET. Now, if Illmatic West refers Archan to the business. Now, let me tell you all what happens. Let's say I'm on vacation. I'll wake up in the morning. I have another $60 on my bank account. Why? Well, because even though I didn't bring Archan into the business, Illmatic West did. So Illmatic West would get $25 for that credit as an ET, but I would get $60 just because that's on my team. Now, that's a beautiful thing. Now, a lot of y'all are like, okay, again, small money. Hello. I currently have about a dozen people on my team. My national director, who actually referred me to the business, he actually has 70 or over 70 people on his team. Okay? You see the magic in that? So one day he could wake up with 6 new business partners. Hello, that's 6 times $55 that he's making. So a lot of y'all are seeing this and it's like, okay, well, it looks like the numbers are getting smaller. No, as a senior vice president, you could have a couple of thousand people on your team. And hello, as a platinum senior vice president, you could have 10,000 people on your team. So even though that money looks small at the top, that's 5 times a potential maybe 100, 200, 300 people who could join your team in any given month. All right. So now let's get to the big money, all right? Because this is big money, but let's get into the benefits because 5 Links likes to treat all of its senior vice presidents very well. Okay, once you make it to the position of senior vice president, well, 5 Links, and this is the way I like to explain it to people because my mother's kind of old school, my pops is old school. 5 Links is like the technology version of Mary Kay, all right? So Mary Kay, they like to give Cadillacs. 5 Links, we give BMWs, and that's not all we give. But let's just talk about senior vice president. First off, when you reach this esteemed position, you get 5,000 stock options. Now, again, those are powerful. This is how the wealthy make their money because when a stock option becomes stock, that becomes cash. So, of course, when people held private stock in Google, when Google went public, what do you think happened? Well, 5 Links is an Inc. 500 company soon to go public one of these days. And when it does go public, if you're at this position, your 5,000 stock options become 5,000 stocks. And that is much more money in your portfolio. All right. 5 Links also gives you up to an $800 a month for your BMW. You pick your style and class of BMW. There's only one drawback. It has to be silver. You know, I'm sure you guys don't mind. Silver and free is better than, you know, any color you want and pay, right? So you get your own silver BMW, $800 a month payment, which will take care of that. You also get to be a part of the Global Links bonus. So that means all of the Global Links products sold on your team, you get a piece of that. All right. Once a year, you get a Global Links bonus check. All right. That check could be several tens of thousands of dollars. All right. Then you get your annual vacation. Now, once a year, 5 Links will pay for a vacation. This past year, all the senior vice presidents, they took a Mediterranean cruise. And there's actually pictures of that in the Your Business at Home magazine, which is actually on newsstands right now at your local Barnes & Noble. So you have your annual expense, all expense paid vacation, including food and drink. And obviously, when you reach this level, they want you to go out and teach your success. Well, when you teach your success, 5 Links will fund all of your expenses. So you do get a nice, healthy expense account. All right? That's not all. Let's keep going. So now at this level, this is now where it really happens. This is where, at this point in the presentation, I was like, all right, wow. So at this level, Platinum Senior Vice President, you get a Bentley payment. 5 Links will allow you to go to BentleyMotors.com. You get to pick out your style, color, or your style and class of Bentley, but it does have to be silver. I'm sure you guys don't mind a silver Bentley, right? All right, cool. So 5 Links will actually give you a $4,000 monthly payment for your Bentley. All right, you also get to be a part of the Platinum Pool. So that means every new person who joins 5 Links, a piece of that gets thrown into a pool. And at the end of at the beginning of every year, each Platinum Senior Vice President gets to split that pool. That pool last year, I believe, was over $800,000. All right. So that is a nice, healthy check that you can get that could be close to the 6 figures. And that's just a bonus check. In addition, all the fellas get a Super Bowl style looking ring and the ladies get a diamond studded pendant. All right. So now here is the investment to get into this business. Now, what I do want you guys to pay attention to is that, yes, there are 2 levels. There's a customer representative level and there's an independent marketing representative level. All right. So at the left, you see the customer level. So if you're a customer rep, basically, I don't even really like to talk about this because you're not making any of the bonus money that I spoke about. There's no Bentley for you. And basically, it's just another job. You're basically making what you sell. You know, but you don't make money off of the efforts of others. So this is a nice contrast because on the left is how we're accustomed to making money. On the right is how CEOs make their money. All right, so on the right, not only do you get to market 5links products and services, not only do you get your personal website and you get to market services that might come out in the future, and not only do you get to market energy and get paid every single month, every time someone pays their bill, including yourself, but in addition, you get customer acquisition bonuses like I discussed. You get open line bonuses. You also get your quick start bonus if you're able to achieve 2 business partners in 20 points in 30 days. Now let's talk about that again really quick, because of course, if you're an investor, if you're in business, you're like, all right, how soon can I make my money back? All right, now let's go into that. So again, this is your 750 quick start bonus. This is how it works. You start in 5links. Let's say you start tonight. If you're able to get 20 customer points and also refer 2 people into the business, you do that within your first 30 days, that's $750. But so your investment of $249 is, really kind of minuscule. You get to triple your investment. Now, and I always tell this to people. Now, if you want to really take your business seriously, there are other products and services that you should get to really increase your business. But in all actuality, you're able to make all of your money back and then some when you join this company. It's a wonderful thing. All right. So again, what this company gives you when you join, you get training and support. You're in business for yourself, but you're not in business by yourself. All right. You also have 5links University. So that means that you're able to learn. Of course, you guys know about how much a university costs, right? Well, 5links University is just thrown on in there. So you actually have access to 5links University, all the modules. What enabled me to do this presentation is 5links University. All right. You also get your personal website where people get your products and services. You don't have to go door to door and sell this stuff, y'all. And you don't have to prospect people that you don't know, because I'm sure it's very, very easy to find people who want to save money and on the services that they're already using every single day. This company just makes too much sense. You also get business reporting. You get to see where all your money is going. And you also have access to local, regional, and national training events. One of the last ones was actually in San Antonio. The next one is in New Orleans. I will be getting my party on in between time. And here's a picture of just a region. This is a regional event. This isn't even a national event. I just want y'all to see this picture that I took at a regional event out here in New York City. Check this out. Now, I know y'all saw all those people. And again, I was near the front. All right. I can't tell you how many people who were there. All right. So a lot of people excluded. Now, this is the point in the presentation where we usually have 3 people in the room. All right. We have 3 types of people. Now, I want you guys to pay attention and try to identify in which of these 3 categories you fit in. Now, the first type of person is like, this is cool. This sounds nice, but it's just not for me, for whatever reason. If that's you, then I want to thank you for checking me out and for paying attention and for listening in, and I appreciate it. But of course, if you don't want to join the business, go ahead and at least look at the products and services, because you will be able to save money somewhere, whether it's on your internet, whether it's on your TV, your home security, etc. I'm sure you guys have a cell phone bill that's kind of high. So even if you don't want to join the business, at least think about looking into saving money through one of the products or services. All right. Now, the second type of person is like, okay, look, you know what, Rico? I'm cool. I like it, but I have questions. Well, that's to talk to you. If you have questions, I have answers. I'd be happy to speak with you. All right. Now, if you're the third type of person, you were like me. The third type of person is like, you showed that chart where you said people can make $2,000, $20,000 a month. What? There's no ceiling on this thing? If you're one of those people and you're interested from that point moving forward, if I could have stopped 20 minutes ago, then I do want to welcome you. I'd be more than happy to give you all the information that you need to succeed in this business. And I appreciate it. Now, 2 final thoughts. Here's one final thought that I get sometimes, and so I want to just go ahead and dispel it right now. Of course, there are a lot of people who say, well, you know what, Rico, this sounds cool, but I just don't have the time. I work 2 jobs. I want to tell y'all something. A lot of people are really putting in a lot of hours at their job or jobs. Well, to be honest, people, last time I checked, 3 jobs is for 3 people. Renee just put in the chat room, I'm a nurse. I work 12 to 16 hours a day. Renee's in this business and just got promoted. If Renee can do it with 12 to 16 hours a day, y'all don't have an excuse. I thought I had it bad at my computer job. At my computer job, I was working between maybe 8 or maybe 10. Sometimes 12 if you're nasty. But 12 to 16 hours in a day, and she's successful. I'm telling y'all, this is a blessing y'all don't want to miss out on. If you have kids, you guys already saw the video at the beginning with the woman by the name of Tashina Pettiford. She has children, yet she's in this business. She's a platinum senior vice president, rolling around in a Bentley. You might catch her in Atlanta if you're down there. She is successful in this business because she was willing to put what little time that she had into the business to make herself successful. All right, this is for you. All right, so now if you're the second type of person, the second thing I want to address is people who say, I don't have the money for this. Look, and I'm going to be honest with you, and I'm not going to be like too much in your face, but honestly, if you don't have $249, then that's exactly why you need to be in this business. Seriously. I know we're in a rough economy, and it may take some time for you to get your money up to get into the business because that's normal. You know, I have business partners who it took, you know, a couple of months to jump into the business because they just want to save up the money. That's cool. But if you're using that as a reason not to join the business, you're missing the boat. Because I'm telling y'all, if the 9-to-5 job is for you, then stay at your 9-to-5. If what you're doing is working, then stay doing that. But let me ask you this. If not 5 links, then what? What are you going to do from this day forward? Are you going to continue to work at a job that you know won't get you rich? Are you going to continue in your corporate pyramid? Where are you? That's all I want to ask. All right? So now with all of that said, I do want to thank you guys for listening in. I'm a bit over, but I thank you guys for listening in. If you do guys, my government name is Ricardo Suber, and I thank you very, very much for tuning in.